Hello everyone and welcome back to another video from our channel, Immortal News. Today we invite you to join us for a gentle and heartfelt remembrance. We'll be honoring the American stars we've recently lost, as well as beloved figures from around the world whose lives touched us in ways we may not even realize until they're gone. These are the stories of people who made us smile, inspired us, and left behind memories that continue to echo in our hearts. Before we begin, if you could take a moment to give this video a like, it would truly mean a lot. Your support helps us continue sharing these meaningful tributes and keeping their legacies alive. Thank you for being here with us. Now let's begin. There was a quiet courage to the way Troy Murray approached hockey and life, the steady kind of strength that teammates, colleagues, and fans came to lean on for decades. Troy Murray was born on 7/31/1962 in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. In 1980, the Chicago Blackhawks drafted him in the third round, 57th overall, beginning a journey that would make him a cherished part of their franchise history. Over 15 NHL seasons, Troy played center for the Chicago Blackhawks, Colorado Avalanche, Winnipeg Jets, Ottawa Senators, and Pittsburgh Penguins. He spent 12 of those seasons in Chicago, where he became known as one of the league's premier defensive forwards. In 1985-86, he reached the pinnacle of his playing career, becoming the first Blackhawks player to win the Frank J. Selke Trophy as the NHL's best defensive forward and recording an impressive 99 points that season. Troy's name is written throughout the Blackhawks record book. He ranks 18th on their all-time assist list with 291, 19th in points with 488, and 21st in goals with 197. Also accumulating 707 penalty minutes in 688 games with Chicago. His leadership was recognized beyond Chicago as well, as he was named team captain of the Winnipeg Jets during the 1991-92 season, and stood out with the Ottawa Senators as their only player to finish with a plus rating in 1993-94. Across his NHL career, Troy recorded 584 regular season points, with 230 goals and 354 assists in 915 games, plus 43 points in 113 Stanley Cup playoff games. His greatest team achievement came in 1995-96 when he won the Stanley Cup with the Colorado Avalanche, helping them defeat the Florida Panthers in 4 games. He later finished his playing days with the Chicago Wolves of the International Hockey League in 1997. After hanging up his skates, Troy brought his insight and love for the game to a new role as a longtime Chicago Blackhawks analyst, becoming a familiar and trusted voice for fans. Troy Murray died on March 7, 2026 at age 63 following a battle with cancer. He leaves behind the legacy of a Stanley Cup champion, a respected defensive forward, and a dedicated NHL analyst who gave so much to the game he loved. Tributes to Troy Murray. Adam Sandler once said that Sandy Wernick was like family to him, a sweet soul he had loved since his own young days, and that sense of family is how so many people remember Sandy Wernick. Sanford's Sandy Wernick was born March 22, 1939 in the Bronx. He studied at New York University, and before Hollywood ever knew his name, he served in the U.S. Army from 1960 to 1962. That early discipline and dedication followed him through a remarkable life in entertainment. Sandy began in the mailroom at MCA, working his way up to become an agent and eventually vice president of the TV division at ICM. In the 1970s, he moved into talent management and became a partner and senior executive vice president at Brillstein Entertainment Partners. From there, he helped shape modern comedy and television in ways many viewers never realized. He was known as a legendary talent manager, an entertainment executive, and a skilled packager and producer. He signed Adam Sandler as a client when Sandler was just 22, right before his debut on Saturday Night Live, and stayed at his side as a trusted mentor for decades. Sandy executive produced beloved films like Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, The Wedding Singer, and Bulletproof. On the television side, he packaged and produced shows that defined generations of viewing, including Saturday Night Live, The Muppet Show, The Sopranos, and Politically Incorrect. He also worked on series such as Just Shoot Me, News Radio, Alf, The Larry Sanders Show, Rules of Engagement, and The Goldbergs. He co-created and executive produced Def Comedy Jam, giving a powerful platform to a new wave of comedians. His client list over the years included figures like Lorne Michaels, Rob Schneider, Colin Quinn, Peter Falk, and many others. Behind the scenes, he helped talent find their voice and their place, always pushing for the best in their work. Sandy Wernick died on March 5, 2026 at age 86 in Rancho Mirage, California, after a brief illness. He is survived by his wife Barbara of 64 years, daughter Michelle, son Barry, daughter-in-law Jillian, grandson Sammy, sister Joyce, and many other family members who loved him. Tributes to Sandy Wernick. Those who walked beside Bernard LaFayette Jr. often said his courage was quiet, steady, and always pointed toward peace. Bernard LaFayette Jr. was born on July 29, 1940 in Tampa, Florida. As a boy, he joined the NAACP at age 12 after seeing his grandmother mistreated on a segregated streetcar. That early moment of injustice stirred something in him that would shape the rest of his life. In 1958, he moved to Nashville to attend American Baptist Theological Seminary. There, as a freshman, he studied nonviolent protest under James Lawson. Nonviolence, rooted in his Christian faith, became not just a tactic for him, but a way of life. People would later call him Little Gandhi because of his unwavering commitment to that path. From 1959, Bernard emerged as a key organizer in the Nashville student movement. He helped lead sit-ins at segregated restaurants and businesses alongside Diane Nash, James Bevel, and John Lewis. In 1960, he co-founded the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, known as SNCC, helping give young activists a powerful voice. He joined the Freedom Rides in 1961, was arrested in Jackson, Mississippi, and jailed at Parchman State Prison Farm. Beginning in 1962, he served as a SNCC field organizer in Selma, Alabama, working on voter registration in the face of threats and violence. On June 12, 1963, the same night Medgar Evers was murdered, Bernard was severely beaten by white assailants in Selma. Still, he continued his work. His organizing in Selma from 1962 to the 1965 Voting Rights Campaign helped pave the way for the Selma to Montgomery March and contributed to the passage of the Voting Rights Act of 1965. He worked closely with Martin Luther King Jr. in the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, serving as National Program Administrator and later as National Coordinator of the Poor People's Campaign in 1968. He also helped organize the Chicago Open Housing Movement. Through all of this, he was beaten and arrested 27 times, yet remained committed to nonviolence. Beyond the front lines of protest, Bernard served as a minister, educator, organizer, lecturer, and professor. He led peace education programs, including becoming the first director of the peace education program at Gustavus Adolphus College in 1973, and later directed the Center for Nonviolence and Peace Studies at the University of Rhode Island. He also served as chairman of the board of SCLC and as senior scholar in residence at Emory University, recognized as an authority on nonviolent social change. A civil rights pioneer, a nonviolence advocate, and a lifelong servant of justice and peace, Bernard LaFayette Jr. showed how steadfast love and disciplined courage can help transform a nation. Tributes to Bernard LaFayette. Those who worked beside her say Ana Luisa Peluffo carried a fearless grace that lit up every set she stepped onto. Ana Luisa de Jesus Quintana Paz Peluffo was born on 9 October 1929 in Querétaro, Mexico. From the beginning, her life was tied to the magic of the screen. In 1948, she began her acting career as an extra in the film Tarzan and the Mermaids, the first step in a professional journey that would span nearly 7 decades. Over the years, Ana Luisa became one of the most recognizable faces in Mexican cinema and television. She appeared in more than 200 films and television shows, moving with ease between dramas, romances, and bold boundary-pushing stories. In 1955, in the film La Fuerza del Deseo, she became the first Mexican artist, male or female, to perform a public nude scene, a moment that marked her as a woman willing to challenge social norms and expectations. Her film work included titles such as La Fuerza del Deseo, Las Esclavas de Cartago, La Adúltera, and Paper Flowers, also known as Flores de Papel, which was presented at the 28th Berlin International Film Festival. She also appeared in productions from Spain, Italy, and Brazil, showing that her talent and presence reached far beyond her home country. Television audiences came to know her through telenovelas, where she participated in over 15 productions, including Marimar, El Pecado de Oyuki, and Contra Viento y Marea. On screen, she often portrayed women with moral complexity, characters who reflected real human struggles and strength. She was also known as a sensual icon of Mexican cinema, yet she used that image to bring depth and dignity to the women she portrayed. Away from the cameras, Ana Luisa's life was just as eventful. She was married 6 times, beginning with her first marriage at age 16. During a visit to Brazil, the many admirers who surrounded her earned her the playful nickname Miss Scandal. Ana Luisa Peluffo died on 4 March 2026 on her ranch in Tepatitlan de Morelos, Jalisco, at the age of 96. Her work helped shape Mexican cinema and telenovelas, especially the way female roles are written and remembered. Tributes to Ana Luisa Peluffo. Friends and collaborators remember Andrew Gunn as a producer whose passion and emotion quietly shaped the heart of the movies he made. Andrew Gunn was born in Toronto, Ontario on July 15, 1969. A proud Canadian, he followed his love of storytelling all the way to Los Angeles, where he earned a master's degree from USC's Annenberg School. That choice set him on a path that would bring laughter, adventure, and family-friendly magic to audiences around the world. He began his Hollywood career in the late 1990s at Great Oaks Entertainment, working on the development of films like 101 Dalmatians, 102 Dalmatians, and Flubber. In 2001, Andrew took a brave step and founded his own company, Gunn Films, securing an exclusive first-look deal with Walt Disney Pictures. That same year, he helped establish the Disney Writers Program, mentoring emerging screenwriters and building a close, supportive community of creators. One writer later shared that Andrew took a chance on a young, unknown talent and helped give him both a career and a family in his new city. Andrew's work behind the scenes changed lives as much as his movies entertained them. As a producer, Andrew became closely associated with live-action Disney family comedies. He produced The Country Bears, The Haunted Mansion, Sky High, and his beloved body swap comedy, Freaky Friday, in 2003. He continued to bring stories to life with projects like Cruella in 2021 and Freakier Friday in 2025. His films often mixed heart, humor, and fun in a way that felt welcoming to families everywhere. Beyond the set, Andrew had a vibrant personal life. He loved motorcycles and tattoos, and he cherished his time with those closest to him. He is survived by his wife, Jane Bellamy Gunn, his children from a previous marriage, Isabel and Connor Gunn, his mother Ann Gunn, and his siblings, Hilary Knight, Graham Gunn, and Cameron Gunn. Andrew was diagnosed with bulbar onset ALS in September 2025 after experiencing symptoms for more than 2 years. He died at his Toronto home on Monday, March 3, 2026, at age 56, from amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, specifically bulbar onset ALS. Through his films, his mentorship, and the many careers he quietly helped launch, Andrew Gunn leaves behind a legacy of creativity, kindness, and family-centered storytelling. Tributes to Andrew Gunn. Those who played alongside him often remember. Questlove once said you could not encounter a more engaging, enthusiastic, laser-focused craftsman of sound than Bob Power, and those who worked with him felt exactly that. Robert Power was born in Chicago in 1952 and raised in Rye, New York. As a child, he picked up the guitar and never really put it down. That early love of music led him to study classical theory and composition at Webster University in St. Louis, where he also played in an R&B band called The New Direction. After college, Bob moved to San Francisco, immersed himself in jazz studies at Lone Mountain College, performed widely, and even scored the Emmy-winning PBS program Over Easy. Music was not just his job, it was the language he spoke fluently in every chapter of his life. In 1982, he returned to New York. 2 years later, a favor at Calliope Studios changed hip-hop history. He filled in for a vacationing engineer on a Stetsasonic session. That moment opened the door to the Native Tongues Collective and to foundational work with A Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul, and many others. Bob engineered A Tribe Called Quest's The Low End Theory and Midnight Marauders, De La Soul Is Dead, D'Angelo's Brown Sugar, Erykah Badu's Baduism, classic albums by The Roots, and projects with Meshel and Ndegeocello, India Arie, Common, Run DMC, Jay Dilla, D-Light, and more. He continued working with artists into recent years, including Brockhampton, Phife Dawg, Ndegeocello, and China Moses. Known as a hip-hop engineering pioneer and king of the low end, Bob helped define the sound of 1990s hip-hop and R&B. He was famous for threading samples, shaping drum mixes, and balancing deep kicks with sharp snares. Fellow engineers called him an absolute legend, and even patterned their sound after his. Bob's excellence was recognized with Grammy nominations for his engineering on Meshel and Ndegeocello's Peace Beyond Passion in India, Arie's Acoustic Soul. In 2006, he brought his knowledge into the classroom as a professor at NYU's Clive Davis Institute of Recorded Music, where he taught until 2025 and retired as professor emeritus. Colleagues said he embodied what they aspired to be as both people and professionals. Bob Power died on Sunday, March 1, 2026, at the age of 73. He leaves behind a sister named Robin, generations of students, and a body of work that continues to shape how the world hears music. Tributes to Bob Power. Our father, Stephen Hibbert, passed away unexpectedly this week. His life was full of love and dedication to the arts and his family. Those words from his children, Ronnie, Rosalind, and Greg, capture the heart of the man we remember today. Stephen Hibbert was an English writer, actor, and teacher, born in Fleetwood, England. He began his entertainment career in the 1980s, starting out not in front of the camera, but behind the scenes as a television writer. From 1984 to 1986, he wrote 259 episodes of Late Night with David Letterman, helping shape the sharp, offbeat humor that audiences loved. He went on to write for Mad TV, Boy Meets World, and animated children's television shows in the 1990s, bringing comedy to both late-night viewers and younger audiences. In 1994, he wrote the screenplay for It's Pat, the movie, starring his then-wife, actress Julia Sweeney. Stephen's creative journey led him to the Groundlings Improv Theater in Los Angeles, where he met filmmaker Quentin Tarantino. They became movie-going buddies and collaborators, and from that friendship came one of Stephen's most iconic moments on screen, his portrayal of the Gimp in Pulp Fiction in 1994. Silent except for grunts and hidden in a leather bodysuit, the character became unforgettable in film history. He continued acting in memorable projects, appearing in Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, The Cat in the Hat, and National Treasure, Book of Secrets, as well as working with ensembles like The Groundlings and shows like Boy Meets World and Mad TV. Later in life, Stephen shared his love of storytelling and performance as a teacher. He taught film theory at Denver School of the Arts and improv at Chaos Bloom Theater in Denver, encouraging young artists to find their own voice and creativity. Stephen Hibbert died of a heart attack in Denver, Colorado on Monday, March 2, 2026 at age 68. He is survived by his children Ronnie, Rosalind, and Greg, who remember a father whose life was rich with humor, curiosity, and care. Through his writing, his roles, and his teaching, Stephen leaves behind a legacy of laughter, imagination, and generosity of spirit. Tributes to Stephen Hibbert. Those who spent time around him say Bob Harlan had a steady, thoughtful presence that made big decisions feel a little less heavy. Bob Harlan was best known for his leadership with the Green Bay Packers. He guided the organization through important years of growth and change, helping to shape the modern era of the team. His work was not about chasing the spotlight, but about doing what he believed was best for the franchise and its fans. Over the years, Bob became a respected figure in professional football circles. He helped oversee key decisions that strengthened the team's future, always keeping an eye on both tradition and progress. His contributions were felt far beyond the field on game day. They touched the community, the organization's culture, and the way the team connected with its loyal supporters. Those who worked with him often spoke about his professionalism and his calm, measured approach. He was known as someone who listened carefully, weighed options thoughtfully, and treated people with respect. In a world that can sometimes move too fast, Bob brought patience, perspective, and genuine care for the people around him. His legacy lives on in the strong foundation he helped build, in the stability of the organization he served, and in the memories of colleagues, friends, and fans who saw the impact of his leadership. For many, the story of the modern Green Bay Packers cannot be told without the steady hand of Bob Harlan. Today, as we remember his life and his work, we also remember the example he set. Quiet strength, steady commitment, and a deep love for the team and community he served. Tributes to Bob Harlan. His sister Noelle shared that in his final moments, Cory Parker felt almost weightless, at peace, and held in love by the people closest to him. Cory Parker was an American actor and acting coach whose career stretched from 1979 to 2026, a working life spent bringing stories to screens and guiding others to do the same. He passed away on March 5, 2026 in Memphis, Tennessee, at age 60 from stage 4 metastatic adenocarcinoma, with his family present. Cory began appearing on television in the early 1980s, with his first TV credit on the daytime soap As the World Turns in 1983. His breakout in horror came as Pete in Friday the 13th. Part 5, A New Beginning, a role fans of the genre still remember. From there he moved with ease between film and television, building the life of a true working actor. On the big screen, Cory appeared in Biloxi Blues alongside Christopher Walken and Matthew Broderick, in 912 Weeks with Kim Basinger, and in White Palace with Susan Sarandon. He also worked in the BBC-PBS co-production The Lost Language of Cranes and appeared in The Rainmaker, adding to a rich footprint in 1980s-1990s cinema. Television audiences knew him from a variety of roles. He played Lee Owens in 30-something, Neil Barash in the sitcom Flying Blind opposite Téa Leoni from 1992 to 1993, and John Morgan in Love Boat: The Next Wave. He later appeared in Will and Grace as Josh in 5 episodes, and made a guest appearance on Nashville in 2014. He had been a SAG actor since 1979 and worked with respected directors including Mike Nichols. Around 2000, Cory began a second chapter as an acting teacher and coach. He became a master teacher, working in cities like Los Angeles, New York City, Atlanta, and Nashville, and teaching through BGB Studios. His coaching reached major productions, including Sun Records in 2017 and Ms. Marvel. Tributes to Cory Parker. You know, every once in a while a story comes along that reminds us just how strong love and family can be, even in the toughest seasons of life. Actor Bruce Willis, now 69 years old, has been facing a very private and difficult health journey. He was diagnosed with a condition called frontotemporal dementia, often shortened to FTD, which affects language, behavior, and how the brain works over time. His family has shared that his ability to speak and communicate is becoming more and more limited. For so many of us, Bruce Willis is part of our movie memories. From his wisecracking days in Moonlighting, to the Die Hard films, to heartfelt roles in movies like The Sixth Sense and The Kid, he brought a special mix of humor, toughness, and warmth that made him unforgettable. He was the everyday hero who always seemed to find a way through. Now, instead of playing the hero on screen, Bruce is surrounded by real-life heroes at home. His blended family, including his wife Emma, his ex-wife Demi Moore, and his daughters, have come together in a remarkable circle of care. They've spoken about learning to communicate with Bruce in new ways, through touch, eye contact, and simply being present with him. They describe it as shifting from talking to truly listening with the heart. They've also been using their platform to shine a gentle light on frontotemporal dementia, a condition many people had never heard of before Bruce's diagnosis. By sharing just a little bit of their journey, they're helping other families feel less alone and encouraging more understanding and compassion for those living with cognitive challenges. What stands out in all of this is the grace and unity of Bruce's family. Instead of focusing on what has been lost, they're focusing on what remains: love, connection, and the quiet moments that mean the most. They've spoken about cherishing the simple things, like sitting together, holding hands, and celebrating the man Bruce has always been, not just the star the world knows. For fans, Bruce Willis will always be the quick-witted cop, the reluctant hero, the man who could make us laugh and tear up in the very same scene. But today, he's also a powerful reminder that every season of life has value, and that dignity, respect, and kindness matter more than ever when someone is facing illness. As we think of Bruce Willis and his family, we can honor him by treasuring our own loved ones a little more, showing extra patience with those who struggle to find their words, and remembering that real strength often looks like quiet perseverance and gentle care. Bruce Willis may be speaking less these days, but his life, his work, and the love surrounding him continue to speak volumes. And that is how he'll be remembered, as a beloved actor, a devoted family man, and a reminder that love can shine even in the hardest of times. You know, every now and then the internet introduces us to someone whose smile seems to light up the whole screen, and that was definitely the case with Brazilian influencer Carla Thinara. Carla Thinara, just 25 years old, was a rising digital creator from Brazil who built a warm, loyal community online. She became known for her fun, relatable videos, her sense of humor, and the way she spoke openly about everyday life. People didn't just follow her for entertainment. They followed her because she felt like a friend. Recently, Carla tragically passed away after a motorcycle accident in Brazil. The details are heartbreaking, and out of respect for her family, we won't dwell on them. What has truly stood out in the days since is the outpouring of love from her followers, fellow influencers, and people who may never have met her face to face, but felt deeply connected to her spirit. Carla's social media pages have turned into spaces of remembrance and gratitude. Fans are sharing their favorite clips, the jokes that made them laugh on a hard day, and the heartfelt messages she posted that made them feel seen and understood. Many have said that her content helped them through loneliness, stress, or tough seasons of life. For a young woman in her mid-20s, Carla accomplished something special. She used the power of the internet to create a community rooted in joy, kindness, and authenticity. In a world that can sometimes feel divided or overwhelming, she reminded people that a simple smile, a funny video, or a few encouraging words can make someone's day a little brighter. Her story is also a gentle reminder of how precious life is and how important it is to cherish the people and moments we have right now. The laughter we share, the photos and videos we take, and the small acts of kindness we offer can become memories that comfort others long after we're gone. As her family, friends, and followers grieve, they're also celebrating the impact Carla had in such a short time. She will be remembered not just as an influencer, but as a young woman who brought light, laughter, and connection to millions of screens around the world. And as her videos continue to be shared and revisited, Carla Thinara's legacy will live on in every smile she inspires and every heart she lifted, reminding us all to lead with kindness, embrace joy, and appreciate the simple, beautiful moments of everyday life. St. Augustine's University shared that their thoughts, prayers, and condolences are with the family of Dr. Christine Johnson McPhail, reflecting how deeply she touched the communities she served. Christine Johnson McPhail was born on February 1, 1946 in Tyler, Texas, to Otis Johnson, a sharecropper and later small business owner, and Mary Johnson, a homemaker. Raised in rural East Texas, she became the first in her family to attend college, opening a path that would guide her life's work in education and opportunity. She earned a bachelor's degree in social work and a master's degree in education and counseling from Fresno State University, and later a Doctor of Education in Higher Education from the University of Southern California in 1987. Her dissertation, titled Academically Underprepared Students in the California Community Colleges, reflected her commitment to students who too often stood at the margins. Christine began her career as a counselor and administrator at California community colleges, including Contra Costa College and the College of Alameda, where she rose from counselor to assistant dean of students and then dean. In 1969, she helped collaborate on launching the Ethnic Studies program at California State University. In 1995, she became president of Cypress College, becoming both the first black person and the first woman to lead that institution. She served there until June 1998. Her leadership journey continued as dean at the College of Alameda, and later as founding professor and director of the Community College Leadership Doctoral Program at Morgan State University. She also served as professor of practice at the John E. Ruech Center for Community College Leadership at Kansas State University, and managing principal of McPhail Group LLC. She worked to shape national conversations through service on the board of directors for the American Association of Community Colleges and on the advisory council for the Community College Survey of Student Engagement. Christine was also a social worker with Head Start, keeping her focus on underrepresented populations and equity. She wrote and co-wrote books including Leadership Tune-Up, 12 Steps to Becoming a More Successful and Innovative Leader, Practical Leadership in Community Colleges, Transformational Change, Becoming an Equity-Centered Higher Education Institution, and edited Establishing and Sustaining Learning-Centered Community Colleges. In February 2021, she was appointed the 13th president of St. Augustine's University, succeeding her husband, Dr. Irving Presley McPhail, who had served as the 12th president and died in October 2020 from COVID-19 complications. Her presidency lasted until December 2023. She later filed a complaint asserting gender discrimination related to her termination, which the university's board denied. Across her career, Christine was recognized with the 2008 League of Innovation's Terry O'Banion Leadership Award, the 2010 AACC National Leadership Award, and the 2018 Diverse Champions Award from Diverse Issues in Higher Education. These honors reflected her lifelong dedication to equity, leadership development, mentorship, community colleges, underrepresented populations, and transformational change. In her personal life, she married Dr. Irving Presley McPhail in 1998, sharing both love and a calling to higher education leadership. Christine Johnson McPhail died on March 1, 2026, at age 80 after battling cancer. She leaves behind a legacy of students served, leaders mentored, and institutions challenged to do better for those who need it most. Tributes to Christine Johnson McPhail.